Matt Trombley, third alarm charter guide service out in Vermont on Lake Champlain. We've known Matt for a few years now. He's been a good friend of Maine Hunters TV and Maine Fishing TV now, and we've been saying we're going to get out with Matt for quite a few years, and because of the bear hunting season and all I do for Maine Hunters TV, I haven't been able to get out there, but this year Ed and I decided that we're going to make it happen, and Matt was willing. So in between bear baiting and everything we do, we're getting ready for the fall hunts around here for Maine Hunters TV. We're squeezing in a 4-day trip, 2 days with Matt, to get out there to Lake Champlain, do a little togue fishing and possibly some bass fishing. We're just leaving Kennebunkport, Maine, and we'll be going through a wonderful little village here with all the tourists. Picked up Ed this morning at his place, and now we're gonna start the trek out to Vermont.
Closer all the time.
Here comes your welcome to Vermont.
There we go. All right.
Continue 97.9 miles on I-89 north.
What'd she say? We got 100 miles to go?
Yep.
Or at least on this road. Getting ever closer.
Line onto US 2 toward Lake Champlain Islands. Then stay right toward Champlain Islands.
That's where we're going.
Hey Siri, want to go fishing?
I couldn't find any matching fishing supplies.
I want to know if you want to go fishing with me.
Stay right onto Lake Champlain Highway, Vermont. US 2 west toward Champlain Islands.
Will you buy me a boat?
She said right. She don't want to listen to you.
I cut her off. There might be a few pike out there. They're from Lake Champlain.
Look at all the
Fish out there, huh?
Look at all the boats over here.
Yeah, Christ, you got a Keurig and all kinds of coffee there, and you just, like I said, just need creamer. A nice little 360 of the hillside cabin. And bait it. Who is that guy?
Hey, Steve. How are you? Ed?
Good to see you.
Nice seeing you, buddy.
Good to see you.
Good
Steve?
job, buddy.
How you doing?
Good. Good to see you.
Nice seeing you guys. Guys, today we're going to do our best to stay on position with Mother Nature giving us a little bit of a
blow cycle here with a wind. But vertical jigging for lake trout. We're using jigs, 1.5 ounces, 2 ounces, bucktail style, diamond jigs, double jointed jigs, anything that'll keep us in bottom contact. And sometimes the bite is real aggressive. As soon as you get them down there, they'll hammer it. Many times they hit it on the crank up, but what I found lately is letting that jig hit bottom, and almost like you're jigging for perch or smelt, you want to be able to feel contact down there, and just a slight little jig is all they want. They want that jig kind of fluttering just off the bottom down there. So what I normally do is give it just an easy toss. You don't have to cast a long ways with it, and just let it fall on an open bail. You're literally just going to let it drop until it goes slack, and then I'll crawl it to the boat, and then I'll vertically work it right here for 1 or 2 minutes, like one crank on the handle, little jig, one crank on the handle, little jig, open the bail, let it drop to the bottom, rest for a sec, do that over again, and then I'll rip it like 20 cranks. And a lot of times they're down there watching that, and they can't stand that bait leaving. When it goes back to the surface, it'll yank it right out of your hand. If we don't get a bite on a reef in the first 15 minutes, we move to another spot. It's just finding responsive fish. That's all there is to it.
So that rip, when you pull it 20 cranks, if they ain't there, come all the way up and start over?
Start over, yep. A little different angle, different spot. The trolling motor does a pretty good job. The spot lock system with Minn Kota is critical to doing the lake trout jigging. Without it, you can't stay on your waypoint. So I'll work a waypoint, like I said, 15, 20 minutes, and then I'll move to another spot. But we're not drifting more than probably 2 to 3 feet. I can literally zoom right in on my fish finder and see all my marks will stay right in one spot. So you'll see the couple of different rods I've got there, guys. I just started pro staffing for this T. Allen Rods company out of Florida. I met them down at Harrisburg. And those are custom made rods. I've got 2 6/8 two-piece rods I use for bass fishing, mainly finessing, and then 2 7-foot one-piecers that I use for jigging. And those jigging rods have been just phenomenal for me. Real light touch, and really what I've been tickled to put in the client's hands. And most of the jigs we're using are 1 ounce to 1.5 ounces, up to 2 ounces. Really depends on the wind and weather. Today we're going to be using a little heavier jigs.
Ed, do the karate crane 1 foot.
Yeah. I'll be swimming. Wax off.
Yeah. What'd you put on there, Matt?
This is a Spro UV jig. It's a new jig that Spro came out with, 1.25 ounces. It's got a UV head with a little bit of blue and black into it. So we're just going to keep mixing up colors, see if we can find the prescription that these Lakers want.
That feels good. Check my drag. I don't know how you normally do, Matt.
I like to
You know what your line is. It's okay. I thought it might have been.
Because he's going to probably run on you again. They generally do. Grab the neck. I'll knock you over.
Fish on.
Fish on. Well, we finally got Ed hooked up on less than ideal conditions, folks. It's a bumpy day, if you can tell by the camera work. Mother Nature's got the wind machine going. But we've got a lake trout hooked up. There he is. Nice trout. Nice trout, Ed. Reel down just a hair. There you go.
Nice trout.
There you go, buddy.
Beauty.
Back your drag off just a hair. Okay. Hold that hoop for a second. And there we go.
There's a jig lake
Balance that
trout.
right there, and I'm gonna grab, I got some grippers.
Beauty. Nice.
Patience paid off today.
Boy, one of those days that we had to be so patient. First off, congratulations. About time. It's taken some work to make it happen. Beautiful trout. Yep, lamprey marks. We've got a fair amount of good old sea
Only took us till
lampreys
noontime to get a strike.
here. Okay. get it right there.
Want him in the net still?
No, no. You're going to be able to take the grippers in 30 seconds. There, sir. Just let that line slide down and we get this nice shot of him there.
Slide down the boat the other way there. There we go.
About a 10-pound lake trout. Whoops, sorry, Ed.
Good deal.
Maybe.
Most important, don't ask me why I know this.
Right.
Always make sure you got the loop on.
Yep.
So we get him down the water.
Yep. Get him.
And I'll let Steve come around the camera before we go too far. So obviously the lake trout come up out of deep water, folks, and we want to make sure we burp them. And the key is getting any of that air left out of their stomachs. So I grab them by the tail, take those grippers off, and just start working it back and forth. Just rub his belly a little bit. Sometimes just you'll see a little air come out. Give him a shove. Come on, brother. Down he goes. Come on.
There he goes.
You know, the chartreuse and green grub jig, I should say, with a white grub on it is what we finally got a hit on. The grub is pretty well tore up, and you know, I think a lot of times the regular jigs have got that little bit bigger profile. I've been running a Daddy Mac diamond jig today, and I found on the calm days when we've got pristine conditions, the Daddy Mac jigs outproduce. Today, because of the bounce we got going on, the bucktail style jig seems to be the ticket. So hopefully we get a few more.
Absolutely.
Alrighty.
What do you think there, Mr. Ed? That's your first one on a boat?
That is my first lake trout jigging in a boat. I like it.
He likes it.
Good old Lake Champlain.
I like it.
A lure that's been doing pretty well for Ed today. When things are rough and slow, break that one out, folks.
Yep. Normally good old white on white's been the top producer for me, and we're a little bumpier today. Switched Ed to that Spro jig with the green and chartreuse head. It's producing fish. I'm switching everything else. I got to just put a Daddy Mac nervous minnow on. See if we produce with that.
Hooked up.
Just sit down and take a little rest. Stand back up.
Awesome possum. I like it. I was just going to tell you, Ed, you had one there watching. You can see him on the screen.
Oh, did it?
Yeah. And actually, there's another one following him up right now. If you want to pan over here for a sec, Steve, just before we net that fish, but you can see on the fish finder, this is his fish right here, folks. That fish was going with him. He's going back to the bottom. So we got a couple of aggressive fish here right now.
Great. Color.
Yes, sir. There he is. A good trout, a little bigger than the last one. Kind of watch the waves, fellas.
Ready?
Nope.
I like these rods.
Aren't they nice?
There's
Yeah.
power when you want it.
Yeah, that dial was brand new about a month ago. There we go.
Nice.
Perfect.
And Maine boys out here on Lake Champlain. Catching them toad. He just seems to, you know, he's like a fish magnet. No matter where I take him, the fish seem to jump on his line.
Nothing wrong with that. Of course, the togue, as you guys call them, we call them slimers here. on
Slimer.
Well, mud hands.
He calls them mud hens, yeah.
Too. They're bottom dwellers, but they've got notorious reason that they like to roll around when you get them in the net, just like that. There we go.
I think we're all free.
Still got to look in the net.
They don't have teeth, just reach right in there.
Yeah. Slide it in.
Yeah, they're a little slimy.
That's where we're
You got
supposed to
it
hook.
right in the top of the
Oh,
snout.
really?
Look at that. Perfect.
That was a jig hook for sure, right on top of his snout like that, huh?
That one got a little more of a belly. Slimy. Look at the. What are those? Sea lice?
No, that's just the slime. That's all the slime that builds up on him there.
Big old slimy trout.
That one is really good too.
Nice fish.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Lessons.
Look at the smile on that guy's face.
I can smile. I have it in me.
Well, we're finally making it happen in less than stellar conditions
If I
today.
jump back there, let me cut and give a release.
Sure, feel free. So just grab his tail end and unhook the jaw gripper and hold him until you think he's going to kick.
See that fin is hooked.
Yeah. Is it? Yeah, it is, yeah.
Nope.
There you go. He wants to go now, don't he?
Get
He said I'm out of here.
Nice job.
Thank you.
Just fake it if you would, Ed, falling out. we can edit that in, just do it. You're all set, huh?
Some kind of warm in here, isn't it? They said it's going to hit 91 today.
Tomorrow's going to be another day. We just finished our day out here on Lake Champlain on this little boat launch. What's the name of this launch?
This is the Shelburne Town Boat Launch, actually a state fishing access, and we're in the village of Shelburne, just outside the city of Burlington.
Okay.
You know, we're just south of Burlington. Tomorrow we're going to launch at the Otter Creek. Otter Creek dumps into Lake Champlain, about 15, 20 miles south of here. An area I fish a lot throughout the early summer, May and June. I do a lot of trout and salmon trolling down there, but there's a ton of bays that have got setbacks full of bass and pike, so that's what we're going to do tomorrow.
So we're going to be after pike and bass tomorrow?
Yes, indeed.
Primarily smallmouth?
There would be a mixture of everything down there. There's some
They're all
weedy bays.
largemouth?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, matter of fact, a lot of rock points that'll be holding smallmouths, and you literally go around the corner and there'll be a bay full of largemouth.
How about what they call a rock?
Yeah, plenty of Rockies
Yeah?
too.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, right now finessing has been working very well. I'll show you guys some rigs tomorrow. We're doing Ned rigging and Nico rigging, which are small worms, and you'll catch everything under the sun on them. But the finicky bass, particularly smallmouths, love them. They're great.
So it'd be good to try something new, and especially on the bass technique end of it. I think everybody, as they grow up as a kid, they bass fish and they have their own ideas. You know, from a live worm to shiners on a bobber to rubber worms to whatever's out there. But there are so many new techniques that have come out, and this new stuff that you're talking about, I haven't touched it.
Well, so many of my clients haven't, and it's some stuff I've just started in the last couple of years, and there's a lot of techniques, like you said, that still work, but this time of year, we're still right in the dead of summer, the dog days of August, hot weather, and the fish are finicky. You've got to really put it right in their nose. They're not chasing a lot like they do in the spring and fall. So
the theory of some of these jigs that you're making up with a weighted end and the rubber coming up off the bottom.
Yep.
Is there a species of animal that's imitating in these waters? Is there something? Is there an eel, or is there something that's hatching that's doing that?
To me, leeches.
Leeches.
Yep.
Yeah.
The Ned rig particularly is a small shroom's head, a micro jig they call them, and it stands vertically right on the bottom, and we're using a small little rubber worm, and that looks like a leech burrowing in the bottom.
That's what it is.
And there's no question the smallies love them. I mean, any sort of rubber worm will catch bass and and smallmouth largemouth, and we throw the Nico rig, which is a nail-weighted small worm. We throw that in weed beds, and particularly under docks. This time of year, bass want to be in the shade. They don't like this high sun.
they won't cover.
Chuck them under cover, and they grab them. So yeah, it's stuff that works, and the areas we're going to tomorrow aren't as acceptable to the weather. Like today, we got beat up in the wind a little bit.
Right.
We got lots of places we can get out of the wind tomorrow.
It's like the cold right out here. It's
Yeah.
flat, it's not a problem, but you
Yep.
go 100 yards that way and you're rolling like you're on an ocean over here.
Yeah. As we saw, the trolling motor got a workout today. About 7 hours of working 2 and 3 footers out there, and that's all she
killed a
wants to
nice
do.
battery, huh?
Yeah, she's gonna recharge tonight, and we'll give it hell tomorrow morning.
Well, don't forget to put it on charge.
You got it.
We might need it.
You might need it.